Hey everybody, Mr. Forston here, your school counselor. I'm so excited to be starting this 2020-2021 school year. I know it's so different for many of us. Some of you are hybrid, some of you are 100% remote. I know it's a lot. I thought to start off for our lessons, week one should be learning all about your school counselor. So I love s'mores. I don't know about you, or if you've ever had a s'more. A s'more is usually a marshmallow that's cooked over a fire, and then you use graham crackers to create a sandwich along with a chocolate bar. Now, some people, if you didn't know, you can make it in your microwave. I know this is what our family does, and all you have to do is put your graham cracker on the bottom, put a little piece of a Hershey bar, put that marshmallow on top, and then you only have to heat it for like 10 seconds. And then you put the cracker on top and you have a s'more. So I want to do a silly play on that. So I decided to call it Learn Some More About Your School Counselor. So I hope that this is a way for you to learn what my job is and how you can use me to help you. So the first step in learning some more about the counselor is that the school counselor is here to support you. I also support the teachers, and I also support our principal and our assistant principal. But my number one priority is to support you, to support every single student. Now, when I was a kid, the school counselor, I used to think, and a lot of teachers would even agree with me, that you thought that the school counselor was only there for the kids that made bad choices. That is not true. The school counselor is here for every student. Now, the chocolate layer of our s'more about the counselor is that the school counselor is going to come possibly to your class if you're a hybrid, definitely going to come to you virtually through our Google Sites. But my whole job is to talk to you about friendships, conflict resolution, which is when you have a problem between you and another person or possibly a group of people, and there's a problem that's a conflict, and then how to solve it. Now, I won't tell you how to solve it. We'll work together, though, to come up with a solution. And so much more. We'll talk about sympathy, having empathy. We'll talk about being kind. We'll talk about inclusion. There's so much that we'll talk about. But what I want you to just remember is that you'll see me in some form or another. You either see me in person or you're going to see me via our website. The counselor also meets with individual students if they need help with something. Sometimes things are very private and they may not want to be around other people to talk. And then sometimes I have to meet with a group of students that maybe are all dealing with the same struggles. That way they can talk to each other and work with each other. And the idea is that we will solve problems, but not by me giving you the solutions, but by us working together. And the idea of the top layer, the thing to remember is that the counselor is here to help you. That's my number one priority. Now, the counselor will visit your class or will visit you virtually to talk about things like feelings and friendship. Maybe it's conflict resolution. Maybe it's about careers and stress and goals. Careers will be like jobs, things you want to do when you grow up. Stress, right? Things that maybe make us feel uncomfortable or worried or scared. And then how to set goals. And we did all of those things last year if you are a returning Blue Jay. And there's so much more that we'll be talking about throughout this school year. Now, the counselor helps students in many ways. One way is to help you understand your feelings, to find solutions to problems, like ways that we can solve it, to recognize students' best strengths, and then to resolve conflicts. And there's so much more. But if you read anything that we just talked about, the idea is that it's going to help you. It's helping the students. That's the big key. And the counselor meets with groups of students to practice new skills or maybe to talk about things that are going on at home or maybe in their classroom. Maybe it's about making new friends. That's going to be next week for sure. And then so much more. We're going to be talking about so much, but it's all going to help you. Now, the counselor keeps what you say private unless there's 4 rules, if you remember from last year. Someone is hurting you, you want to hurt yourself, or you want to hurt someone else. You give me permission to share is another way that you would be able to keep it private between us. But if it breaks one of those 4, I have to tell somebody. Now, this is what you need to remember is that the counselor is here for you. So the school counselor is here for you. And what I would like to do now is a little activity with you where what we're going to do is we're going to build some s'mores. So I'm going to read some statements, and if it's true, we're going to put it in the s'more. Now, the perfect s'more only has 2 marshmallows, so we're only going to pick 2 true statements, which means one of them is false. So on the first s'more, it says on the marshmallow, if I share that someone is hurting me, the counselor will take steps to keep me safe. That is absolutely true. Now, you might remember from last year that we talked about this because there are rules and laws that tell teachers, and especially the counselor, that if a student shares that someone's hurting them, we have to tell someone. We have to tell the appropriate people because our job is to keep you safe. So even if you want me to keep it private, you have to understand that I will have to tell someone. The next thing is that the counselor will keep every single thing that you tell him or her a secret. Now, we know that that's not true because we just said there's some things, there's 4 ways that the counselor or the teacher will have to share about what you're share with someone else about what you're sharing. So let's go to the last one. The counselor will share information with your parent if you need their help or if you give permission. That's the important part, the permission. If you told me that you were having a struggle with something and I said, hey, can I let your family know that? And you said yes, then that is absolutely true. When you give permission, we would then go tell them. Now let's do another one. Place 2 of them in there, 2 true statements. The counselor only works with bad kids. Take a second to think. Is that true? Maybe you're nodding your head no, because you're right. It's not true. They don't only work with kids that are making bad choices. So let's go to the next one. The counselor believes there are no bad kids. I am a firm believer that that is true. We all get to make the choice to make good choices every day. So if you're making bad choices, it's not that you're a bad kid. It's not that you're a bad student. It's that you're making the bad choices. And that's what we want to change. The last one says the counselor is here for every single student. And that is absolutely true again. Let's try one more. The counselor comes to your class to teach about topics like friendship and conflict resolution and careers. Nod your head yes if that's true. Shake it side to side if it's no, if it's not true. If you're nodding it like this, then you're right, that is true. The counselor watches you in class to tell you what you're doing wrong. What do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down. True or false? True or false? True. No, the counselor does not watch you to tell you what you're doing is wrong or that what you're doing is bad. Absolutely not. When the counselor is in your class, he or she is there to help everyone achieve their highest potential, to do the best they can. That is the true statement. Now, how about this one? The counselor will help you review choices that you've made already and think about better choices to make in the future. That is absolutely true. If something bad happens, I won't tell you how to solve it. I might review those decisions with you and then maybe come up with a better solution. How about this one? The counselor is not here to punish you. Is that true or is that false? That's true. My job is not to punish anyone. It is to help you solve problems. It is to work with you and help make your school experience better. The last one that's left then says the counselor will give you detention if you get in trouble. So we know that that is absolutely false. That is not true at all. So the school counselor is here for you. I hope you enjoy learning some more about the school counselor. And if you ever need me on this page on the Google site, near the top, you can actually have a family member or even you could fill out a request to hear or speak with or meet with the school counselor. So that is always there for you. Have a great day.